In this second part of the wxMaxima two-dimensional graphs, using the draw approach, we're going to continue the example that we had in the document that we started in the first video. And that document is this one. Example 4 is a polar plot. To do the polar plot, we do a parametric equations like this, but we need to define beforehand the expression for the polar plot as a function of theta. We're going to borrow theta from here, from the Greek letters. Right arrow, column equal, and let's say we define 1 minus sine of theta. Oh, sorry, theta is from right here. We define that function, and we're going to continue now with the 2D static plot, and we're going to do parametric plot. Expression that calculate x is r of theta. We're going to, no, it's not going to, just put a t right now, then we would change it in there, times cosine of t, and then we're going to do r of t times sine of t. Those are the conversions. And let's see, the value of t was from 0 to 8. 0.0 to 8.0. Okay, we're going to try to find the end of that. I'm going to have to enter the spaces right here. Take this. No, I don't want to take that out. Take this cell out. And take this cell out. And I'm going to put spaces in here and delete them. This is annoying, but that's the way it works. So we get that. We put the cursor right here, and remember we have sine of theta here. Now we have t as the parameter. That should be okay. That should be okay. This is just a mute or dummy variable. And so now we're going to go for the diagram title, polar plot example, and then click here, and then we go for the axis specs. In the x labels, let's put x in feet with a range of x from minus 2.5 to 0.5. We can change those things later. Y-axis is y of t from minus 1.5 to 1.5. Okay, now clicking right here. I have the problem again. There you go. And so now we need to enter get the axis, the grid, 1, 1, okay, and shift enter. It's an error there, so let's see. I probably need a this parenthesis gone, and a parenthesis here and a comma. That was it. Except that my range is not good enough to show the graph. Okay, so I'll have to change that range. Let me try something else. Let me try changing this to 1 plus. Change that. Still not. I'm going to try, because I think I had this example for, let's see, 1 plus cosine. Try that again. 1 minus cosine. That's what, yeah, there you go. That's what I had those ranges, and then you can change the ranges right here if need be. For example, you can change this from minus 2.5 to 2 to minus 2, sorry, and we'll give you that. And in x instead of 0.5, you could go to 0.25 to feed that to the graph, and so on. Anyway, so that's the case of that. Somehow I ended up with these things in here that don't belong. That's how you're going to build this. Actually, in my examples, because I tried to put all of them together into a single into a single file, I end up having to click there and add spaces and so on. If you start a new command or a new file, sorry, and you start your graph in here, I'm going to do another graph here, like an explicit graph. Okay, we draw two heads. They go for an expression that's going to be like sine of t plus 2 times sine of t over 2. And the variable will be t, and the egg is going to go from like minus 6 to 6. Okay, and now I go for a diagram title, sines. And then the axis label is going to be, let's say, t time, and y is going to be x meters, for example. Instead of t time, let's put t seconds. And see the x is from minus 6 to 6, let's put it from minus 7 to 7. I don't know where the value of y is going to go, so I'm not going to put anything there. And then I got my axis again there. You can change the line color. If you go line color here and say we're going to go for this green, and then the grid, and let's say grid 1 1. But you say, wait, it didn't change the color, and the reason is that the color will have to be specified. I'm going to take this out with the comma, Control X, delete that. Needs to be specified before the graph. So let's see, enter, Control V, and let's try it again, that. And now you can see how the color has changed. That's something that you learn by trial and error. Anyway, so in this example I didn't have all those troubles because I started anew, and I didn't have to bump into another cell. So let's make sure that you understand the steps and how you can fix things, and then you can get your graph. And with that, we're gonna stop this second video on two-dimensional graphs.